Hello, welcome tonight to Front Row Racing World Series Reserves. Tonight I have with me in the commentary box Curly Whirly and Tarek, also known as Front Row, as Roadrunner F1. Guys, hello, how are we doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm great.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Looking forward to this race. Had a tough race last night, so hopefully we should throw up something similar this evening.
Alright, that's good to hear. Tonight we are in China, round 2 for the World Series Reserves. They are looking to put up a show for us and being spotted for a seat in the official World Series. So before we start off, let's see who are driving tonight for us. In the Mercedes team, we got Tyler R 2003 and Lefty Hardtail, two drivers who've done a few races with us, so they will know what to do tonight. For Ferrari, no name Ferrari, I should say, we got different drivers tonight. Hindle and Kelso, two veteran drivers who will go for the win tonight. Red Bull Racing, we've got Adam Mantine. He showed great form a few weeks ago when we did round 1. And Stocky, who was competing to win in the World Championship last season. And he's looking for revenge. For Sons of Justice Williams, we got a different driver tonight, Formula 1 Luke. We'll have a close eye on him. Sahara Force India, Formula 1 team. We got M. Doran. I've seen him a few times, so we'll see what he does. For Renault Sport, we got Lord JB in the Williams. Also a driver, a steady driver. Also with a bit of experience, we will see him. Scuderia Toro Rosso with Slimbo Dude. Did decent last time, if I recall correctly. We got Haas F1 with Dre SS81. McLaren Honda, Ozzy. Also a driver we've seen a lot before. And on my screen, Stocky again. I guess he switched team over in the last possible second. And at last we got Sauber with Sison, no Kaifu, and it seems to be F Curly, but he won't be driving tonight. Guys, are we ready to send the drivers to the track?
Let's hit it.
Let's head it. I'll press spectate, and so every driver can ready up, and we can kick off the action very shortly.
So, what are your expectations for today's race? Who do you think is gonna get it?
Well, if we don't count in the World Series drivers we have with us tonight, I don't know. I literally have no idea, so will be really exciting. Curly, any expectations?
I'm gonna put a bet on our winning reserve driver here. I'm gonna go for Slimbo Dude. He finished P2 in the previous race in Australia. He also had a very strong race reserving in the World Series last week, so he is going to be my bet for the win tonight out of the reserve drivers, and hopefully we'll see him up with some of the World Series drivers as well. But yeah, I mean, we had quite a spread out race in Australia last time round, so hopefully we get some close racing tonight. I think if it's dry conditions, this is a track where you get to see a lot of overtaking and a lot of close racing. It's quite easy to stay with cars in front here, so yeah, hopefully we get some dry weather.
Yeah, also with the long DRS straight, it's a bit easier to tag along with the car in front of you.
Yeah, it's the longest straight on the calendar is the back straight here. Gives a very good opportunity to overtake down to that hairpin. I believe that's turn 14. So yeah, it's one of the best overtaking opportunities of the calendar. I'm just going to give you a quick weather update as you guys are unable to see it, but I am. We have a bright and sunny qualifying and a dry race, sunshine at the start, followed by a little bit of cloud later on. However, it should be dry the whole way through. So this is where the drivers practice with their strategies has got to come good. And yeah, I think we'll see a mixture of strategies in the dry conditions. Some one stops, some two stops. We'll see what the drivers go for.
Right, we see right now we see the first drivers going out at this moment, and let's see, we got SBL Medic Kekec, We got Formula 1 Luke, reserve driver. We need to have a close eye on tonight. And while we do that, I will see if I can find an onboard. We have an onboard camera, which is always a bit better for qualifying, so we can really follow what these drivers are doing.
Yeah, personally, the onboard is my favorite camera.
Oh yeah.
Definitely prefer seeing the footage from there, and particularly in qualifying, it's good to see all the just the little actions the drivers perform around their lap, and look at the little corrections that they do. It's definitely more of a personal feel than the far out cams.
Yeah, of course. So at this moment, of course, we're looking at the reserve drivers. I'm on board with Formula 1 Luke, and I should say let's follow him for a bit. Let's see what he does on his opening qualifying lap in this round of the World Series Reserves. So.
Yeah, it's coming down the back straight now. It's important to make sure that you've got everything set up correctly for your lap. Make sure your tires are at a reasonable temperature. Make sure you've got your fuel in the right position. And we'll just see Formula 1 Luke backing up a little bit here. I think that's Bill Malikakic in front of him starting his lap. You're going to see Formula 1 Luke. He's going to start his lap. Good exit out of the final corner. That's crucial. Got a good run down on the main straight, the pit straight, down towards turn 1. Very difficult corner. Let's see how he takes it. Throw the car in. And then just allow the engine to brake the car down. He's gone very wide, a little bit too much into that corner, and he's going to abandon this lap. Just taking a little bit too much speed into there, and it is very easy to run wide and go onto the grass there, which will ruin any lap that you are on.
Right. Let's see if we've got another one on a fast lap. Malikakic started one. Of course, he is a serious driver, but let's see how he gets on. Curly, can you continue with your onboard commentary?
Yeah, we'll see from a series driver how to do this track. Malikakic coming through the middle sector. Very difficult double left-hand corner there, coming towards the end of the second sector. His first sector time was good. Another good time in the middle sector. Clips that apex nicely, and this is a crucial traction zone round here. Malikakic looks like he's got a fairly stable car. He's understeering quite a lot, but that's not too bad. He's got a good run onto the straight. That's one of the most crucial traction zones in the entire Formula 1 calendar. Now you can put your feet up, grab a cup of tea, wait for this braking zone, looking for about 150 meters down into the hairpin. He does a really good job to get slows down, clips
really
the
tight.
Apex. Yeah, very good job from Malikakic there. Up to the final corner, it's easy to throw away a lap here, but he's just about nailed it. Good job there from Malikakic. What time on the board? It's a 1:32.9. That's a pretty solid benchmark. I also want to hop on to, I think it was Tyler was just behind him on a lap as one of our reserve drivers. He just crosses the line, goes P2 with a 34.0.
All right.
Bodud is on a flyer now. He's coming into the last sector. Into the
Yes.
penultimate corner. Going to the last corner. Oh, a bit of understeer. Going onto the ramp, opening the DRS. Oh, good.
Ooh.
Good one. Good one.
It's just half a tenth ahead of Tyler there, very close between those two, as M. Duran out of nowhere with a 33.5 puts himself a long way ahead of the other reserve drivers. So that must have been a very good lap from him.
Before I'm switching around a lot with the TV screen, is Dre SS on the lap?
I think that, I'm not too sure, his first section maybe a little off the pace. We do have Ali Montine starting a flying lap here. Roadrunner, do you want to take us through Ali's lap?
Let me jump into him. Where is he? I don't think.
He's in 9th at the moment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, going into turn 2. A bit easy. Good exit traction. He's doing good. Going into turn 4. What's so-called turn 4, going into that end of sector 1 into the hairpin. Nice turn in. Good traction. He's excellent on his. I think he has automatic gears, but going into the fast left-hander, then the slow right-hander, medium speed. Bit of braking into the double left-hander. Yeah, I think it's good, doing good. Now going into the end of sector 2, what's gonna... He scored a good time, 24.6. Oh, a bit of oversteer. He almost lost that. Now going into the fast right-hander. Something like Parabolica going to the straight. Opening the air just about now. 322, 328, 330, 333. Oh, nice top speed. Now going into the heavy braking zone. Nice turn in. Going into the penultimate corner. Nice. He does a bit going over the curb, and he's gonna take it with 133.7, putting him in the 5th position.
I think it's a pretty good performance from him, being P5. You could go into the pits and grab another set of super soft tires and go for another one. For first try, 5th is pretty solid for him. I mean, there are pretty good drivers around at the moment. And anyone else on the lap?
I think Tyler is on a flyer also. No, he's on an in lap.
Yeah, he's just backed off. I did see Tyler crossing the line a second time for a second lap, and he did improve to a 33.6. So he's put himself up in P4, so that was a good second lap for him.
Into the hairpin story. He's coming in. Oh, well, way oversteer there.
Who are you following?
Dre Intensi. I think he's gonna open another lap here.
Yeah.
He abandoned the lap.
I'm on board with Dre SS now. Let me talk to the lap. I think he's backed off from it because he doesn't really push on in turn 1. I think he's on an in lap. To be honest, at the moment a lot of guys are pitting. I hope they go for another lap, because there are 4 minutes left. I mean, there's plenty of time to have another go, to be honest. Guys, well, most of the guys are having a pit stop, and Lefty Hardtail's on an out lap. Shall we do question of the day?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Alright, so, no googling allowed, of course. So, the FIA are considering Vettel's move on Ricciardo in China this year as move of the year. On which lap was the overtake made? Have your memory doing a workout? Let's hear it. What's your guess?
I think Dre continued his lap. He currently scored his best sector 2. He's on the back straight. He has got nice top speed. 334, nice. Heavy braking into the hairpin. Good traction now. He's got it right in the left turn. Going into the left-hander. Oh, I think he lost it.
It's a bit wide, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit wide, but he has improved on his time. Goes to a 37.9, which is P10 at the moment. So some small improvements there from Dre. Most of the drivers just on out laps at the moment, setting themselves up for their final runs in this session.
Yeah, I think Lefty Hardtail went out of the pits a bit ago. Is he on the flyer?
There's a couple of the series drivers. There's a couple of the drivers from the series on the flyers. We've got Hindle, we've got Lefty Hardtail. Let's see if we can find one of the reserves.
Yeah, that's true.
So did you see the weather for the race?
Yeah, it should be dry for the whole race.
Okay, so it's gonna be interesting. What are your speculations for pit stops? Would it be a single stop or a 2 stop?
I think we'll see a mix. I think it's going to be a couple of the drivers will go for a 2 stop. I think most will probably try the 1 stop. The strategies are similar pace, so we'll see what people go for. But I would expect those starting outside of the top 10 to definitely try and 1 stop it. Those inside the top 10 have got some choices available to them.
I was watching. Oh, sorry.
We have M. Duran on a lap. As one of our reserve drivers just coming into turn 1 now. He's currently sat in P2, or sorry, P3, and he is coming through turns 2 and 3, and this actually moves into turn 4 here. Very tricky traction zone. Duran's works that quite nicely down into turn 5, and now 6 is this hairpin. And he's very, very late on the brakes there. It was almost after 100 meters, I think. He's done a 24.5 first sector, which is a 10th up on his previous time, and I think that's one of the fastest in the session. It might even be purple. Keeping it nice and tight on the right-hander here. It's important to do that to open up this double left-hander. And M. Duran is a little bit cautious on the throttle there, but he's done a pretty good job of making it through. Now down towards into the third sector at 28.1. He's up on his time again. He's in total 2/10 up on his time, so he's definitely finding a little bit of lap time at the end of the session here as he comes onto the massive back straight. And we'll see where he is in the speed trap. Currently he's 10th in the speed trap, so he's going for maybe a little bit of a higher wing compared to some of the other drivers. Who's definitely paying off in terms of the lap times. Hard on the brakes, again very, very late on the brakes. I think he's running pretty high pressures here. And you'll see that quite a lot in the series and the series reserves. Drivers able to run higher pressures because they're using ABS. But yeah, M. Duran, this looks like a solid lap. What's it going to be? It's a 33.3. He puts himself above Lefty Hardtail into P2.
Yeah, thank you very much, Curly. That was some sweet commentary. That's a really good lap. Well, he goes a bit wide on this out lap. So as the qualifying is ending, are anyone left on the flyer?
Yeah, Alain Montine.
Yeah, Alain Montine. You can hop on with him.
All right, I'm on him right now. I will stay with him on board as he goes into the second sector on a really high speed left-hander, falling onto a right-hander. Went a bit wide on the turn before this one. He is throwing the car around a lot. I don't know if it's faster. It looks spectacular, but so Curly, what is he doing? Sector 3? Or into sector 3?
This is Alain Montine. Yeah, just clipping that apex there, then throw it into the right. Focus on your traction here around this long right-hander. It's crucial to carry as much speed as possible onto this straight. He's done a good job. A little bit of short shifting there from Ali. A couple other drivers on a lap. Lord GB just about to cross the line as well. Ali just coming down this back straight. He's currently sat in P6 with a 33.7. Will he be able to improve? Again, very late on the brakes, but he's hit that. Oh, he's a little bit deep. That's going to cost him a small amount of time on this exit here, coming to the final corner. Again, maybe just a little bit deep into this corner. He's lost a little bit through those final two, but he does improve. It's a 33.5, and he puts himself up into P5.
Well, that looked like a solid lap. Yeah.
Yeah, but Slim Bodou did a rocking lap. He just barely got SBR Kekec by 0.04 of a second. That is really tight and a very good lap by Slim Bodou.
Yeah, Slim Bodou came out of nowhere. I don't know where he was previously before his P2, but he came out of nowhere for me at least.
Yeah, I think he was down in 7th or 8th place with a fantastic lap.
Really well done.
32.6.
That's amazing. So the reserves are putting up a great show for us. So shall I run down the times we have right now?
Yeah, go for it.
So Malik Kekec, we've got in first World Series driver, followed by 400ths of a second Slim Bodou, M. Duran in P3, Lefty Hardtail in 4, Alain Montine in 5. For P6 we got Tyler R 2003, P7 Lord JB 13, in 8 we got Stocky the veteran, in 9th OZ 1985, in 10th Dre SS, and the rest is history because I can't read it anymore.
I believe we had Calzo, Hindle, Formula 1 Luke, and Sizen also down there. I think RDB as well, not setting times, so perhaps they're saving tires for the race. Could potentially be doing that, maybe start on a set of softs or a set of mediums and run longer in that first stint. Make sure that they can get the one-stop strategy done. It's a little bit of a risk starting at the back, but there can be some payoffs.
Fresh tires. Starting on
so yeah,
fresh
just looking
tires
at
on the back.
Yeah, they will do. I'm just looking at the strategy screen for me at least. So yeah, it's recommending a one-stop from softs to medium. So I'm assuming for the drivers further back on the grid, that is what they will go for.
All right, let's see if I can hop on to Malik Kekec at the right time, so we can all enjoy the start this time into turn 1. It's always hectic. I know from experience. So we are 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are already setting off right now. Yeah, Where Dreya says getting pretty fast. He got a drive through because he went too fast. We got 2 Toro Rossos at the start. Do they? Yeah, they let each other live. We got Force India going wide. What's happening in the midfield? We got a Renault, and we got Force India who's going sideways. A Ferrari who's collected himself really. We got a bit of bobbing around for a few drivers. It's a bit nudging and dutching from a few guys who are still learning what league racing is all about in the World Series reserves. It's really tight at the front. Let's see what's happening at the front right now. We got SBL Malik Kekec with Slimbo Dude reserve on his tail, on his gearbox at the moment. I'm sure he's looking forward to the next straight. Oh, we got a Red Bull going wide and losing control of his car. I don't know who that was. I think it's Alimantin because he's dropping down the grid. It's really unfortunate for him. I hope he can recover himself. But at the front now, on the back straight, we got Slimbo Dude following his teammate SBL Malik Kekec. And I hope for him he can make some moves on the braking. I think he's too far, but what will he do?
No, he's a bit far. He's a bit far. I think he's gonna leave it for the next left right fender, longer life fender. Maybe take him on the inside.
Yeah, he's putting up a lot of pressure on SBL Malik Kekec. Maybe on turn 1 it's always a bit aggressive if you can do it. No, he doesn't yet. I think he's thinking about the long, and he's going really sideways. He's been watching a bit of Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, we've got a few drivers in the pits for front wing changes, those with damage. RDB, Dre, Alimantin coming in as well. I believe there was contact between him and Stocky, the 2 Red Bulls. We have also lost M. Duran, who I think has lagged out of the session. Hindle also in the pits for a front wing change, so plenty of people caught up in incidents on the first lap.
Alright, thank you for that heads up, Curly. We'll move back to Slimbo Dude and see what he is doing in making life difficult for World Series driver Malik Kekec. I must say he lost a bit of time, but I hope he stays in the DRS zone for the next lap, because of course on lap 3 DRS will get enabled, so he can put up a real challenge. But I think looking at the interval times, it will be a bit difficult to see what if he can catch on.
Yeah, also on the tires, our top 3, Malik Kekec, Slimbo Dude, Lefty Hardtail are all on these super soft tires, but the trio behind them, Calzo, Stocky and Formula 1 Luke, are all on the soft compound tires, so these guys are in a really good position in this race, I would say. Oh wow, and well, it's good teamwork, because as you went to your comment on the tires, at the same time I went on the broadcast with the tire selection of every driver in the session. So let's see what do we have some other stats. I mean, Kelso, he gained 7 positions. Also Formula 1 Luke, they gained 7 positions from their starting from the starting grid. So really well done to those guys. Yeah, big loser off the start was Alimantin, losing 9 positions. He's down in P14 and a long way back. He's still on the back straight at the moment, so yeah, those front wing changes are really hurting some of these drivers.
Yeah. So guys, what are the close battles we have right now?
Let me see.
Yeah, we've got Slimbo Dude is probably the closest to another driver. We also have Uzi closing up to the back of Lord JB slowly. Down in P8. He's really pushing that car. I was on board with Slimbo Dude as well. Just as he was coming through turn 1, had a big moment, almost lost the car. So yeah, he's pushing very hard to stay with Malik Kekec. Malik Kekec was our race winner from the World Series last week in Australia. Great drive from him, defensive at the end to Konzo, but he was very happy to pick up that win. So Slimbo Dude has got a pretty big task trying to run this guy down.
Yeah. So at this moment I'm following Slimbo Dude. He tries and tries. He's driving a bit aggressive to not let the gap get too big, but he's making a few mistakes. He's locking up a bit, while Malik Kekec is really pushing. He sets the fastest lap of the race in a 1:36 point, something I didn't read in time.
On 36.6, I believe it was.
Oh yeah, and Slimbo Dude, he's pushing. He went wide on turn 1. But, it will be difficult for him to keep Mali Kekic inside.
Yeah, Mali Kekic's just extending that gap a little bit up to 2.3 seconds now, and I think Slimbo Dude is going to start having to look behind him because Lefty Hardtail is just 1.4 seconds behind. So this top group still fairly close together.
Yeah, and Lefty Hardtail as well is he's on the same strategy. So Kelso, if Kelso can keep them all inside, and he also has a good chance if he can extend his life cycle a bit on his tires.
I think the closest battle now is between Uzi and Lord JV, for 7th and 8th.
All right.
Lord JV is gaining a couple of tenths in sector 2, then losing that on the back straight and going into the hairpin. So we'll see what would happen with Uzi, but Uzi is on super softs where Lord JV is on the softs, so he should do something more.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up. I'm currently with Uzi, and yeah, it looks like, at least also visually, he's closing the gap to Lord JB. And, he's not close enough yet to open his DRS and make him overtake possible, but I'm sure he's going to in the near future. He looks steady on the braking, is not pushing his car too much. Went a bit on the curb on the exit. It's not ideal, but it looks like he's pushing.
Yeah, this is an interesting battle for other reasons as well. Uzi was a World Series driver last season, and Lord JB is a new World Series driver for this season. So it's it's kind of like the new versus the old at the moment. Uzi taking a little bit of a break, and I think this is his first race back, and he'll be looking to get himself a seat in the World Series yet again. Had some good races last season at the tail end of the season when he came into the team. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if he can run Lord JB down here. It's just, the gap has been just over a second now for a couple of laps. He's close, but he's not quite able to get within that DRS just yet.
Calzo's putting a move on Lefty Hardtail now, going into the long right-hander after sector 3, going to the back straight. He's within DRS now. We'll see if he can pull a move. Oh, he put a bit of time. I think the tire. We're going now to lap 5, so maybe it's a bit early for the first stops for the super stop guys. Maybe.
Yeah, I would expect if they are going for the 1 stop for them to run quite a bit longer, but if they're going to go for a 2 stop, I would expect pit stops around about lap 6, lap 7, somewhere in that sort of region for the 2 stop.
Oh, and Calzo takes him.
Lefty Hardtail just running a little bit wide out of the final corner there. It's very easy to do that. And Calzo says, thank you very much, takes that position. And I think these soft tires are starting to look a little bit better than the super soft tires we're seeing as Stocky start to catch up to these guys as well. Uzi has come into the pits. He's going very, very slowly into the pits as well, so I'm not sure what that's about. But he's coming in for an early stop, so he may be on a 2-stop strategy that promotes Tyler up to P8.
Thank you very much. I think also, I mean, Kelso is on the right tire at the moment. He can put some pressure on Slimbo Dude. I'm intrigued to see if he can cope with the pressure. I mean, Kelso he should be raking in the seconds to Slimbo Dude at the moment.
Uzi had a 5-second stop penalty.
Can you see on the race director why he got the 5-second penalty?
Corner cutting.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, that should be a big corner cut then.
yeah,
that's
that
a strange
was turn 1.
I mean,
that wasn't turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, if you go a bit wide, then usually you get, 3 warnings and you get 3 seconds. But that's interesting.
It may have been overtaken under yellow flags. Quite a few spins at the first couple of corners, so that might be what it was. Calzo starting to close in a little bit to Slimbo Dude, so yeah, I think that's her closest battle involving a reserve driver. As Lefty Hardtail pulls into the pits, that promotes Stocky up to 4th. Lefty going for again, I think this is going to be a 2-stop strategy in on lap 7. I'll see what he goes on.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Kelso and Stocky are moving into the front. Kelso still on a 1.4, 1.3, but I mean, we know Stocky and Kelso, they know what to do. They know how to drive. They're veteran drivers. I'm really looking forward to see what Slimbo Dude does. Well,
sorry to interrupt. Jump to Ali Montini. Hendel is putting a move on him in the back straight. Will he brake late? Oh, he goes defensive and oh, nice defending. Master descending.
Not a problem to cut me off, man. That was I was just in time to see their fight, and they're still going on the start-finish line. Let's see turn 1. It's a brave move. If you can do it on turn 1, does he go for it? He's doing a switchback. Oh, that's a lovely move into turn 1. Can he hold on to it?
Montina's fighting this back, coming up the inside. Hindle having the inside line for turns 2 and 3 there, and I think he has gotten the move done on the soft compound tires compared to the mediums for Ali. Yes, he has. I'm also going to just say that Tyler has jumped Uzi in the pits. Uzi with that issue, I think it was the 5-second stop go. Tyler then boxing 1 lap later. They've both gone on the set of softs. That'll be a 2-stop strategy, but Tyler's jumped him. He's now ahead on track, so good move from him. Recognizing that situation, taking advantage. As we also have Slimbo Dude, our leading reserve driver. He's come into the pits, lap 8. Let's see what it goes for. I think he might go for a set of mediums. We'll see.
I'm now on board with Slimbo Dude to see what our reserve leader does.
No, it's a set of softs. I think it's going to be a 2-stop strategy as well.
On my screen, he pitted for tires. Car disappeared and went and drove out of the pits. That was really weird.
Yeah, I think there's a bit lag in the session. Also, I'm on board with Aaron Montaigne. I can see he has softs, but the leaderboard showing he has medium. So, thank you, Cody.
Yeah, we'll carry on nonetheless, and let's not get too distracted by whatever they are programming to show us. We got Ali Montaigne, I think, in a bit of a battle, still with Hindle in front of him. Is he closing? I don't know.
No, I think he lost Hindle by like 1.3, 1.4 seconds. Oh, and he lost his rear.
Yeah, it's going a bit drifting.
Yeah, that pit stop for Slimbo Dude was crucial for him to actually pit at that time, because Lefty Hardtail went for undercut and closed within a couple of seconds of Slimbo, but Slimbo is out in front of him, and he's now catching Lord JB. Lord JB on some very, very old super soft tires, and Slimbo Dude on these soft compound tires. He's within a second. He's not quite got DRS yet, but he will for the main straight. He's catching him rapidly. Closes under braking in the hairpin.
Yeah, and also
see Lord JB struggling a little bit there. Slimbo Dude, he's got to get this move done quickly if he wants to stay with these front runners, and you can see he's noticeably quicker through the corners than Lord JB. He does have the DRS, he's got the slipstream, and we'll see if he's able to get past into turn 1. Lord JB with some fantastic straight line speed though, and I think Slimbo's going to have to get a little bit inventive. He's almost lost the car there, but Lord JB runs wide through turn 1 and is just struggling for grip. And Slimbo Dude says thank you very much. He will have that position, and he's up into P5. Lord JB really struggling on these tires now.
Yeah, it's funny to see how much these tires make a difference. I mean, Lord JB is still on his super soft tires on which he started, so he's really pulling his tires to the end of their lives. It's hurting them now, but if you can save a pit stop, then it might be worth it.
Yeah, it is getting into that 1-stop window. I think for Lord JB, he's managed to get 9 laps out of these super softs. He could probably pull on a set of mediums and take those to the end, so we'll see what he goes for. Because Slimbo Dude is now setting after Formula 1 Luke and the other drivers that started on the soft compound tires. Mali Kakech is another one that will probably be on the 1-stop. And he's pulling into the pits now.
Right, let's see. Shall we have a look at Mali Kakech at his stop to see where he I'm messing up my camera a bit, to see where he returns on the track.
Yeah, I mean, this is important for Slimbo Dude. He has pitted earlier. He's gone for a bit of an undercut. He's on these soft tires, so Mali Kekic going on the mediums, he will be going for a one-stop strategy. Is he going to come out? Slimbo Dude is coming along the pit straight now. Can we see Mali Kekic leaving the pits? We can. However, Mali Kekic is in front of Slimbo Dude, so he's just held on to that net first place there. And Slimbo Dude, oh, Dre almost losing the car right in front of the front runners here. So that was almost very painful for Mali Kekic, but Slimbo Dude has just missed out on gaining the lead there. He's not going to try and make use of these soft compound tires to get past Mali Kekic before the wear on these tires gets too bad.
Yeah, you think Slimbo Dude needs to pit before the end of the race?
I think so. He pitted quite early. I think it was lap 7 that he boxed on for that set of softs, and 21 laps on a set of softs. I don't think so. Yeah,
so his match is right now. Let's attack and run away, because otherwise the race win will be difficult. I mean, overall, I mean, of course he is leading for the reserves, but always the class win would be fantastic for him.
Yeah, although the leader on track for the reserves at the moment is Formula 1 Luke. He's still going on those soft compound tires. He's a few seconds ahead of Mali Kekic at the moment, so yeah, he's going very nicely up in P3 at the moment. He is 14 seconds off of the likes of Calzo and Stocky, but that's no issue for him.
Yeah, well, they are on the same strategy, and they all need to pit, but I mean, being on the fresh tires in the end, they will come together. As we've seen in races last year, strategies can be different, but they always come together in the end and make some amazing battles in the end of the race.
Well, if I was Slimbo Dude, I would stick to the rear of SKL and Mali Kekic and try to let him drag him to Formula 1 Luke, because Formula 1 Luke started on softs, and if he goes to mediums, he can easily finish in front of Slimbo Dude, who has to stop again. So it's really crucial for Slimbo Dude to eliminate those errors he's making and stick to SKL Mali Kekic's rear.
Yeah, good. That's good that you mentioned that. That's a good strategy. I mean, fighting Mali Kekic also costs a lot of time, and if he can manage his tires, gain some time from DRSing Mali Kekic each lap, that might be a good strategy. That's a good call.
Yeah, but one problem is the dirty air behind in this game. Dirty air really hurts the front tires and your car balance. So he needs to nurse it in a way not to hurt his tires.
Sorry, I'm just going to interrupt you there. I've just watched Saizen has lost the rear of the car, and I think that is the start of the third sector, and is in the wall. He's broken a front wing. He's down to 14th place and having a pretty tough race. So yeah, he's going to have to go and get that fixed.
That's really unfortunate for Saizen, excuse me. That it's unfortunate to happen, but of course these are the World Series reserves. People who race here are here to learn, and well, it might be a hard lesson today, but hopefully you will learn for it for future races.
Yeah, Slimbo Dude enjoying those soft compound tires, sets the fastest lap of the race at 1:36.5, and he's holding on to the back of Mali Kekic very well, but it can't be Mali Kekic that he's worried about right now. It's got to be Formula 1 Luke. He is 2 seconds ahead of Mali Kekic on that one-stop strategy, so yeah, I mean, he's playing the long game here. I expect to see him in the pits within the next couple of laps for a set of medium tires, but Slimbo Dude is going to try and close as much of that gap as he possibly can in this stint.
Oh yeah, he needs to close that gap if he wants a chance to win. I mean, strategy is really important.
Yeah, I think SKL is dragging him along with him to Formula 1 Luke, so Slimbo Dude is playing it smart.
So, do we think Slimbo Dude has the pace to catch Mali Kekic on its own?
I think at the moment he looks like he's the quickest man on track right now on these soft tires. The problem for him is going to be that extra pit stop, and then he will have, you know, much quicker tires at the end of the race. It just depends on how much of that gap that he can pull in. But Formula 1 Luke, he has pitted, so Formula 1 Luke, he's not interested in battling with Mali Kekic. He knows that's going to lose him time. And I think that's a smart call to pull into the pits now, although he has gone for the pit lane limiter very early, and I think he's cost himself a little bit of time on the run to the pit, so that's something to get used to.
Something to learn.
I think I saw Uzi doing that earlier on as well, going for a wee bit too early, but not too much of an issue. Now is crucial time for Slimbo Dude. He's got to put in good laps here and make sure that he is ahead or at least close to Formula 1 Luke when he makes his second pit stop.
Yeah, and also on my screen, Formula 1 Luke went into the medium tires, and if I don't know if it's possible, but if Slimbo Dude can go to the super soft tires in the end, he will rake in Formula 1 Luke with big steps into the finish line. That would be amazing to see if he can catch up.
Yeah, I think that will be the plan for Slimbo, will be to go for the super softs at the very end, and I think, as we all know, super soft tires at the end of the race on very low fuel are incredibly quick. So yeah, I think Slimbo Dude will be quietly confident right now.
So at this moment I'm looking at a bit of a veteran battle between Stocky and Kelso. Stocky is 8/10 between Kelso, and might be a bit of fun to watch. I mean, of course we don't care about the series drivers tonight, but it's also good to have a display of what these series drivers can do on track. I mean, that's where most of the guys want to be in the future.
Yeah, we got another series battle as well going on between Hindle and Lord JB. Hindle had an issue on the first lap and had to pit, but he's storming his way back through the field. Looks to have really good pace here in China, so I think he's actually going to make a move on Lord JB on the back straight here. He's quite close, although we know from Lord JB's battles with Uzi earlier on that he's got some good straight line speed, and Hindle is closing. He is closing. He's going to have a look down the inside on Lord JB goes defensive a little bit late there. Hindle's very, very late on the brakes, extremely tight line through the corner, and he does get the move done, so a little bit of experience there showing for Hindle. Good move from him, although he does need to make another pit stop.
Yeah, that's well done from him. That's really well done. In the meantime, I was watching Slimbo Dude, who was following Mali Kekic for a bit, but right now he looks like to change his mind. He doesn't really want to follow him. I think he wants to attack him on the falling straight. I mean, the gap is half a second. I think he might be able to do it.
Yeah, it's all crucial on the exit here, and he's gone on the outside curb, and that'll cost him a huge amount of time, and it's going to cost him time all the way down this straight as well. We can see he lost 4/10 right there just from clipping that outside curb. You've got to avoid that. Keep the car tight to the inside on that right-hander to get as good a launch into this straight as possible. So a little bit of a mistake there from Slimbo Dude. Big lock up on my screen. And he needs to, he's just dropped out of the DRS, I think, as well from Mali Kekic.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see. I mean, defending is an art, but attacking is also an art. I mean, you need to grab your composure and be able to concentrate to rake in the seconds and gain and gain and gain and finally make an overtake.
Yeah, again, dirty air in corners can kill your tires. So
yeah,
that's why I think that's what happened with him in the fast right-hander before the back straight. He needs to pick a time when to follow and when to attack.
Yeah, good call, man. So at this moment, where do we have the closest battle? I see on my screen that Lord JB and Hindle swap place.
Hindle has just pitted. Yeah, he's coming for his second stop. So I'll also check what tires he was on. All
right, thank you. Thanks for the checking. Right, I see that Kelso is coming on to the back of Slimbo Dude. Might have an attack on the back straight. I mean, the DRS is powerful here.
Yeah, Kelso, one of those drivers starting on the soft compound tire. He's got, Stocky has lost the car in the middle sector, and he was right behind Kelso, and he is out of this race. I think he's lost it through the fast left-right. Yeah, that does appear to be the case. It's easy for the rear of the car to step out there, so yeah, Stocky, very experienced driver, but that shows that even those drivers with the most experience can still make mistakes.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
But yeah, I mean, Calzo was one of those drivers that started on the soft compound tires, and he's got, I think, some of the newest set of mediums in the field. He is catching Slimbo Dude and also catching Malik Kekec as well, so it's crucial for Calzo to get past Slimbo if he wants to beat Malik Kekec this evening.
Oh, I reckon this will be the fight of the day between Calzo and Slimbo Dude. I mean, Slimbo Dude is being sandwiched by two World Series reserves. I mean, can you imagine the pressure?
Yeah, well, I think the thing for Slimbo is he's got to remember that really he's racing Formula 1 Luke, who's, you know, he's in P5 at the moment, but he's roughly 20 seconds behind, maybe 24 seconds behind, which is about a pit stop. So for Slimbo, he can't afford to lose too much time battling with the likes of Malik Kekec and Calzo, because he's got to worry about where Formula 1 Luke is. Yeah,
that is true, and that's a big strategical. But to be honest, we are drivers. We drive ourselves. Do you really remember in the heat of the battle?
I think you've got to. You've got to remember that. If you're battling for position somewhere, if you're, you know, you can be near other cars on track, but if you're not really racing them for your final position, then sometimes it is just better to let them go. Then again, you know, some other drivers will want to fight for every single inch on track possible, and yeah, it just depends on your style, really.
I think Slimbo's problem now is that his top tires are becoming to wear off, and SBR, Malik Kekec and Calzo have lots and lots of fuel, whereas Slimbo is low on fuel, so he can't really descend. So I think he needs to.
He's gone wide there. Calzo straight up the inside, and yeah, again, very opportunistic from Calzo, but the door was left wide open from Slimbo Dude. I've seen him have lots of issues through that turn one corner, just the rear of his car stepping out, and he has to correct for it, so that might just be a little setup issue. But yeah, Calzo is through, and for now, Slimbo, he's got to think about that long-term game against Formula 1 Luke. He can see the Formula 1 Luke is behind him on track in P4, so now that Lefty Hardtail is pitted. So yeah, I mean, he's really just got to be careful of that. The gap is 26 seconds. That's maybe a little bit more than a pit stop. I think Slimbo has just got enough at the moment, but we'll see if his tires fall off a little bit more. He may have to make a move on track.
Yeah, it might even be for his advantage that he lost his position, so he doesn't get caught up in any accidents or mistakes or pressure or tire wear. I mean, he can just focus on himself right now and keep the gap as it is, or maybe lose a bit. Keep the car. I mean, if Formula 1 Luke is on worn medium tires and he is on fresh soft or even super soft, then an overtake shouldn't be too difficult, to be honest.
Well, if I was him at this moment, I'd go now into the pits and put a softs on, because he needs to go to like lap 21 or 20 for super softs to last and be able to defend from Formula 1 Luke, who's on medium. Other than that, I think he's going for lap 20, I think, to pit in. But he is managing the gap to Formula 1 Luke. It's 25 something. It's going around that, so he's okay for now.
I'm going to have to cut you off. I noticed a small gap between RDB and Uzi, and Hindle in front of them, and Abedel is looking to kick off.
Oh, Uzi's run wide. He's lost the car. He's just saved it. Good job, Uzi. And yeah, he ran wide out of the long right-hander there out onto the grass, actually. So Hindle is retired. I think he's just yeah, he's had enough. I think he's got enough practice out of this for a serious race tomorrow. But yeah, Uzi was trying to defend from RDB. I think pushed a little bit too hard and ended up on the grass there. So free position for RDB.
That's two positions in two corners. Well done. So guys, at the moment I'm back with Slimbo Dude, who we are waiting a bit for before his pit stop is going to commence, I guess.
So, why don't we get the question of the day now? We've got a few little gaps between the drivers. Yeah. Get this in before the start happening again.
That's a good call, Curly. Thank you very much. So the question of the day, and of course no googling allowed. The FIA are considering Vettel's move on Ricciardo in China this year as the move of the year. On which lap was the overtake made? So I don't know. I wouldn't have a guess. My memory with laps is not the greatest, I must admit. While Slimbo Dude is drifting a lot around turn 2 or 3. Don't know how they count it, but he's putting up a great show for us. He's pushing the car.
I think that corner is 4. I think they count because everybody calls turn 1 just turn 1, but it's really turn 1 and 2 because there's 2 apexes, and I think that goes for turn 2 as well. That there are technically 2 apexes. So yeah, at least in terms of the official guides, that's turn 4. Although I'm not sure most people call it that. But just looking at this gap between Slimbo Dude and Formula 1 Luke. It's been sat at 25.2 seconds for about 3 or 4 laps now. I think that Slimbo's tires are starting to give up, and yeah, I mean, Roadrunner was saying earlier that he would pit and he would put on a set of softs. I think that's a good shout. I mean, if he boxes right now, he should come out ahead of Formula 1 Luke. But we'll see if he wants to put on some super softs and maybe get some fastest laps towards the end. Another possible battle at the moment is Uzi and RDB. Uzi has caught back up to RDB, and he's just 8/10 behind now. So I think RDB may have had a little moment somewhere because that gap was sitting at about 4 seconds.
Yeah, so go on.
No, go on. I just wanted to mention that we were not looking at him.
Yeah.
Let's see what can I put it.
With the broadcast, I'm currently on Uzi to see what he is doing. I'm going to cut myself off. Slimbo Dude is in the pits, so let's see what's happening there. He's going for the super soft. Yeah, that's really an aggressive strategy from him. I hope he makes it to the end.
Coming through the final corner, he's on the pit straight now. I don't think he's going to be close enough. Slimbo Dude is leaving the pits, and yeah, he's quite a long way ahead of Formula 1 Luke, several seconds, so that pit lane timer may be a little bit shorter than what we thought, but Slimbo Dude has done enough to get out of the pits and stay ahead of Formula 1 Luke, so good job from him.
Yeah.
He's 26 seconds behind Calzo and Mali Kekec, who are starting to battle for the lead of the race, so I don't know if he's going to be able to run that much of a gap down in 8 laps, but I think he can be very happy with his performance today so far.
Yeah, it's, I think the battle is... well, I see our race control message popping up that from something from Formula 1 Luke.
Yeah, he had a 3-second penalty for corner cutting, and that's interesting because he is just 4 seconds ahead of Lefty Hardtail at the moment, one of our series drivers. So he's going to be careful of that to not lose the position to Lefty. So we'll see if he can keep the gap at more than 3 seconds. He's doing enough for that right now. Actually, sorry, the gap is 8 seconds. I've got the numbers mixed up. It's 4 seconds behind Slimbo Dude.
Right. that can happen to the best of us. In the meantime, I was having the look on Kelso and Mali Kekec for battling for the win. Of course, we don't care about them as they're World Series drivers. How are the other gaps we need to take a look on?
The closest we've got involving a reserve driver at the moment is Uzi and RDB. Uzi's 1.3, and I think the RDB is just starting to pull away a little bit from him. So, yeah, I think we could watch the battle for the lead at the moment. As there's nobody else battling on track. Kelso and Mali Kekec, 2 of our series drivers.
Uzi have a second behind RDB. I think RDB did a mistake somewhere. He's gonna put a move, I think, on the back straight with somebody in front of RDB. A back marker that can give him some slipstreaming and help him avoid Uzi overtaking him.
Yeah, that's Dre, who is a lap down, I think, and RDB getting a pretty good toe off of him, actually. Actually, Dre is the other Haas car, so maybe a little bit of teamwork going on between these two here. Although Dre is he's not really left RDB much space there. So RDB lost a little bit of time through that final corner. Uzi, he's smelling blood in the water, 4/10 behind now. Both these drivers on the same compound of tire. As Calzo makes a move for the lead on Mali Kekec, and he's got the job done. Good move from Calzo there at the hairpin. We'll hop back on with Uzi and RDB.
I'm sure the Haas team will have a bit of a briefing after this race. I mean, I'm not a fan of team orders, but that should be one, if any. I heard a big ooh. What was that?
Uzi was about to Uzi lose it.
Yeah, coming out of turn 6 there, that hairpin, and had a big oversteer moment. Had to go full opposite lock to save his car. So good job from Uzi to keep it out of the wall there. As Slimbo dude setting a 35.2. That is a rapid lap time on those super softs.
Yeah, he's making those super soft tires work really well. I can't imagine that he would catch the 2 front runners, but anyway, in the reserve class he's leading, and he's leading comfortably. He can only lose by himself, I guess, right now, and he just need to keep his head down and finish this race and be victorious.
Yeah, I think RDB had a little bit of a poor exit. Oh, as Uzi has just caught the hairpin, and he's picked himself up a 3-second time penalty. So if he was hoping for the 7th place off RDB, it's just got a lot more difficult for him. He's still just within half a second, and yeah, a couple of mistakes here and there from each of these drivers, but they're keeping it very close. RDB running maybe just a little bit wide at turn 1. Uzi's very close to him. He's done a good job getting that slowed down now through turns 3 and 4. He's taken a tighter line. Will that help him with traction? No, RDB with very good traction out of there. So yeah, this is turning into quite a good defensive drive from RDB.
Yeah, they're fighting each other really well, and it's a really fun battle to watch, to be honest. Uzi is not making life easy for himself with that 3-second penalty that he just picked up. It was a big corner cut, to be honest. I mean, we saw it on screen. But following, I mean, we're going to the back straight again, and I'm sure if he can keep his composure, he's going to have a big opportunity.
Lightyear is back. Dre pulled the move on the Andorran. The guys who are one lap down in the second sector, so nice move from Dre on Andorran. Though Dre is on the mediums and Andorran on the soft.
Yeah, unfortunately for Uzi, yeah, he's
having a big moment in the 3rd sector there, so yeah, just lost himself that DRS. He's back within it now. RDB running deep at the hairpin. So just one other thing to keep an eye on with these two battling is I think Ali Mantina is catching a little bit on these two. He's on a set of super soft behind them. So he's just lost part of his wing on Dre though. So that may be the charge from Ali Mantina pretty much over. But yeah, Dre maybe needing to do a little bit of a better job on the blue flags in this race, I will say. But Uzi is still very close to RDB. He has Dre picks up a 5-second stop go for ignoring the blue flag. So there we go. The steward's doing a good job there. Uzi again 4/10 behind RDB. These two are just, well, they seem to be locked together. It seems to be that Uzi's struggling with the traction out of that long right-hander onto the straight, so he's just got to focus on that to get a really good run and actually get a good shot at RDB down into that hairpin.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch this battle. I mean, last lap we said they might have a chance, and I'm going to say it again. It will be fun to watch them battle it out again.
Uzi is cooking his tires going into the corners. Late braking, some drifting. When he's trying to catch RDB on the back straight, he's losing time before going to the straight. So I think he needs to be a bit calmer in sector 2 to catch up to RDB. RDB is doing good in sector 2. Now he's into the hairpin, trying to switch back. No, he needs to take care of his tires.
Yeah, it also looked like they might have a bit of a different setup. I mean, that back straight is really long, and the McLaren didn't look like he could gain too much time on it. I mean, they were pretty close on the corner leading up to the straight, but he didn't manage anything.
Yeah, I think it's just that traction. So RDB's had a little bit of a moment. Uzi's got a chance here, side by side. Going down through turn 5 into turn 6, which is the hairpin. They are going to be side by side going into this. Who's going to be last late breakers? Uzi on the outside just a little bit later on the brakes, and I think he has gotten the move done on RDB, and he does. Good move on traction there. Uzi getting a fantastic exit out of that corner, and he does get the move done. He's been looking for that for a long time, and I think it'll be, RDB's coming back up the inside of him in the middle sector. That's audacious. And Uzi trying to defend. on the inside. They're side by side through this middle sector. That's not the place you want to be going side by side for, and Uzi does manage to defend it. RDB just running a little bit wide. He's going to have an opportunity now coming down this back straight. Uzi runs deep. That's going to compromise his run through here, but RDB has run wide. He's taking too much speed, and that's going to compromise his exit, and I don't think he's going to be quite close enough. But yeah, fantastic battling from these two drivers.
I mean, this battle, I mean, if you can't pass or defend on the straight, then you need to find other areas to make life difficult for your opponent. RDB looking stellar on the brakes. He gains so much time on those 100 meter, and he is compromising the entry of Ozzy, so he can't get too much speed. Can he do something on this on the short straight off the track? Can he do it? Is he aggressive? No, he doesn't, but Ozzy goes really, really wide.
RDB stuck on the curb. He's half on the grass. He's almost spun it. Oh, very, very close to a race-ending moment there for RDB, but yeah, he's now got grass on that outside tyre, and he's lost a huge amount of time to Uzi there, just taking a little bit too much of that curb, and it looked like he almost got stuck on the curb and couldn't get off of it. So yeah, sort of heart and mouth moment there for RDB.
Yeah, I think they were looking too much to each other and not on the racetrack. Really great stuff from these two guys, making our life a bit more pleasant. That was really fun to watch. Right, so at this moment, the battle we are watching is the closest one on the field at the moment. Do we have some other exciting news? What are the latest penalties people are getting?
I think we did have that. Well, we had 3 seconds for Uzi. We had a 5-second one for Dre for ignoring the blue flags. I haven't seen any more recently. But currently, I think we'll just give a quick rundown of our replacements as we're going into the final few laps. Of our reserve drivers, Limbo Dude is currently leading, followed by Formula 1 Luke, and then Uzi is actually in P3. And Ali Montine in P4, Tyler P5, although I think Tyler has disconnected at this point, so it would be Dre in P5. And then we've got Amduran and Sizen is a long way back. He's had I think a couple of incidents in this race, so yeah, RTP is, well, these two again within a couple of tenths. He's almost touched the back of Uzi there. I think these two are putting on a show for us, definitely.
Oh, and
yeah. Focusing on the traction there, he does a good job out of turn 4. RDB, is he going to have a little look into turn 6? No, he's been mighty on the brakes. Bleeding, you mentioned this earlier, constantly closing up on those brakes, so he's got something working for him here. But yeah, in terms of other battles, it's mostly spread out.
Yeah, good call, Curly. This battle is looking feisty and feisty. They are in P7 and P8, but they are battling like it's the last lap of the World Championship. It's amazing stuff to watch.
Alright, got to see RDB closes up again on the brakes. Oh, just a little bit too much throttle, and he's lost the car a little bit. He's really, really pushing this car. You gotta count down a little bit. RDB, focus on just getting smooth traction. Uzi's able to pull a little bit of a gap based off of that onto this back straight, and that's going to help him defend. Yeah, Uzi's got enough of a gap, I think, to defend for this lap, but we are on lap 27, so there's one more lap to go for these drivers. Although I think there may be 2 more laps for those two to go, because I believe it is based off the leader's lap. So yeah, I think it'll be Calzo that's on lap 27.
Right. Yeah, so they have 2 more opportunities. Yeah, they got 2 more opportunities on the back straight to make life difficult for each other. But RDB is being a bit. Is he going a bit wide? Giving RDB a chance. As he goes really wide on turn 2 and which leads into turn 3. But he seems really solid on his traction and doesn't give away too many meters or yards or whatever metric system you're using.
Yeah, so the leader is just onto the final lap now. That's Calzo, Malikek, and Slimbo Dude onto his final lap as well. But yeah, I think we're all interested. Is RDB going to be able to get this place back for Uzi? these two had some battles in the World Series last season, so there's previous here. RDB is 9/10ths back. Is he going to be within the DRS? See if he can close up a little bit under braking. Uzi running a little bit wide here.
Might have chance.
RDB is just going to focus on the traction, a little bit of oversteering. He holds the car well, that's a good exit. He's maybe got a chance down into the hairpin now. Uzi looking like he has some really good straight line speed though, and RDB just not able to close on him even with the DRS.
There's just nothing happening.
RDB has no more fuel. He has to save some fuel. That's why he's not able to catch him on the straight.
That's some nifty insights we have on this battle. He even goes to great lengths to make the track a bit shorter with cutting the last corner a bit, but I think it's really difficult for him to catch Ozzy, although he's within a second. But sometimes in racing you are very close, but also very far in the same time. Well, Kelso at this moment has finished the race. I think we need to have a look at Slimbo Dude, who is locking up while I go on to him. He's going up to the final lap of his race and the winner of the reserve event. Well, professional.
Yeah, great drive from Slimbo Dude here. Fantastic stuff on that two-stop strategy. P2 is going to be Formula 1 look. He's had a really solid race on that one-stop soft to medium. And made that strategy work well for him. So yeah, he's just coming up to the final corner now. I think he'll be pretty happy with this performance. And then P3 out of our reserve drivers will be Uzi, as he is still attempting to defend from RDB. He's just a second ahead of him now, so I think he should be safe.
Yeah, thank you very much. So unfortunately I'm stuck with Slimbo Dude, as the game doesn't let me change the drivers, to be honest. But we will have some questions for Ozzy about his battle with RDB, so stick around for that one.
Yeah, also, just on one note with the penalties, Formula 1 look, we mentioned he had a penalty earlier on. Lefty hardtail, with the penalty, the Formula 1 look at Lefty hardtail finishing only 4/10ths behind. Uzi coming across the line to take P3, RDB just behind him. And then we've got Ali Montine on the super soft tires, so he did pick up some wing damage. He grabs P4, and he's the final driver across the line.
RDB took him by penalty. RDB jumped Uzi by penalty.
Wow.
Oh yeah, because Uzi had the 3-second penalty, didn't he? So RDB had him all along.
Is RDB isn't there a reserve, or is he?
No, he's one of our serious drivers. So Uzi still maintains that P3.
Yeah, it was a good battle while we watched the podium ceremony on my screen. And the drivers being really happy with their champagne. So following up to the race, can you guys invite our podium drivers so we can ask some hard but fair questions?
I believe that one's on Roadrunner, as he is the host of the party.
Okay, so it's Slimbo Dude, Formula 1 Luke. I don't have.
And Ozzy.
I don't have them all. I need to invite them.
I'll suggest some of them too. Hold on.
Okay. That was one nice race. Yeah,
we have watched some decent battles between also reserves and the World Series drivers, and while the podium sitters are being invited, shall we have a little talk about why we do reserves races and what the goal is for front row racing and the drivers? I mean, I can do it.
Go for it, Bleeding. Let's hear it.
So we do these reserved races. We have 2 reserve classes for races for drivers who want to race with assist, and races and races for drivers who would like to drive without assist. And for the races are being held so people can learn what league racing is, what fair racing is. I mean, you can finish first, but you need to be picked to have a drive in the top leagues. the drivers in the top leagues are looking for drivers who are fair, consistent, and we have Formula One Luke in. Hello.
Hello.
And Slimbo Dude, welcome to our podium interview. I was talking a bit about why we do the reserve races, and if you do really well, then you can get a drive in the top leagues that we have at Front Row Racing, and hopefully get a front, get a real seat in the series or the championship. Do we have Ozzy in already?
Yeah, so we have all 3 drivers in. You guys, can you just make sure that your microphone settings are on allow to be shared, so that the stream can hear your answers to the podium questions.
Okay.
All right.
So let's
On you go,
start
Roadrunner.
with our... Yeah, okay. Well, congratulations, guys. You gave us a nice race. Congratulations for Slimbo, for Formula One, and for Uzi. Sorry if I'm spelling your names wrong. Slimbo Dude, nice win, mate. You had fun with SPL Matty Kakic in the first couple of laps. Then you lost him. So can you tell us can you talk us through it?
Yeah, started the race well. Tried to make a move, couldn't make it work. Just trying not to take him out, but then I just kept making mistakes, locking up, and then I just lost touch to him, and then eventually Calzo overtaking me. Then going on to a 2-stop, I decided that I just wanted to have a bit of fun on the super softs, try to set the fastest lap, and yeah, very very happy to win the reserve split.
So the plan was to go 1 stop, then you changed to 2 stops.
I did debate it, but I think the plan at the beginning was to treat it like a 2-stop race.
Yeah, going softer might be a good thing to do when you're fighting with the series guys who are a bit faster. So, what are your thoughts on today's race? Any issues you want to talk to us about?
No issues. Yeah, I'm just happy to have won the race. Preferably would have liked to have battled SBL Matty Kakic and Calzo, but can't win them all.
Yeah, with a bit of practice you're gonna catch them. I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
Curly, you want to ask anything to Slimbo?
Yeah, I've got a question. Slimbo, I want to go back to qualifying. You said a 1:32.6. You were just 400ths behind Matty Kakic. I just want to say well done. That's a great lap. In your opinion, how did qualifying go? Was that lap the maximum that you could get, or do you feel like there was maybe another sort of 10th or 2 there?
Yeah, I would say maximum there was at most a 10th. I made a few mistakes through hitting the hairpin at the end of the straight, but yeah, I was worried at the beginning because I set a really slow time. I didn't know if I had the pace or not, but then managed to surprise myself with that time.
Yeah, we saw that you were down in, I think it was 7th or 8th for most of the qualifying session. I mean, when you're in that situation, what's going through your mind? Like, you know that you've only got 1 lap left, and were you feeling the pressure a little bit, or were you pretty calm throughout?
No, I was feeling the pressure because, yeah, I just knew I had to be up there to try to win this, and if I wasn't, it would make my life difficult. So trying to get to the top was crucial, and I was feeling the pressure.
All right, Blaine Sunrise, on to you.
Well, thank you for passing on. You guys, you capture all my questions because I was basically on the same. So I'll keep it short. Slimbo, well done on your race win. You had some cracking battle with Matty Kakic, a veteran driver we've seen a lot. Yeah, of course, well done. And I mean, from the commentary perspective, you're at a steady gap between pit stops with Formula One. Luke, was it mentioning the gap, or were you flat out?
Towards the end of the second stint, I was while I was listening into what you were saying and was yeah, I was starting to become worried of Formula One Luke doing the undercut. I thought he might jump me at some point, but yeah.
Well done. And we also discussed. I mean, you at one point you were getting a bit sandwiched between Malik Kekic and one of the series drivers. And were you like, oh, I'm going to battle them, or let them have it?
The plan was to battle him, but not like it was for World Championship position. Like, I would battle him, but I wouldn't kill my tyres. If I felt the battle was going on too long, I would have backed out.
Good stuff, good stuff. Thanks for your question. Shall we move on to P2, Formula 1 Luke, and fire him some hard ones?
So
yeah. He's on Formula 1, Luke.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your second place. I see you're playing FIFA now.
I'll move on quickly.
Okay, how was your race? You had some time on the grass, a bit in some corners, and how was your pace and how was your strategy?
I was very happy with my strategy. I did one soft to mediums, and I managed to get quite a few drivers doing that strategy. I managed to just be lefty hard onto the podium.
So, did you have any fun with battling the other guys? How was it? Did you see your pace good compared to the series guys?
I was probably just off the series guys' pace, but I was probably one of the best reserve drivers out of their pace was.
Yeah, nice job Formula 1 Luke. Curly, off to you.
Yeah, I just want to say well done. Pace looked good, and Lefty Hardtail behind you was one of the series drivers, so good job holding him off at the end. It was quite close, but well done there. I just want to ask, with the strategy, were you always planning on doing the soft medium, or going into the race, did you have something else in mind?
The plan from the start was to do soft medium.
Okay, and why did you go for that instead of perhaps qualifying on the super softs?
Well, my qualifying got ruined. I got wiped out in quali, so I thought I might go long in the first stint with the softs to try and overcut some of the slower drivers on the super softs.
Well, it clearly worked out well for you, so good job, Bling Sunrise. On to you.
Thanks, thank you for transferring again back to me. Thanks, Curly, for hijacking my question again. Well, I'm a bit flattered.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, thank you. But Formula 1 Luke, once again, congratulations on your P2. What were your thoughts during the race? Could you battle for P1, or was that your goal?
I thought I did have the pace to try and battle for P1, but my first stint on the softs wasn't very good, and I was coming back from a long way behind on the grid, so it just wasn't possible.
Well, thanks for your honest answer, and hope we see you in future events. If you get the call, would you dare a chance in the World Series?
Yeah, I'd give it a go. Depending on which team I'd ask me.
We do have one final question for Luke, actually from the chat, which is in relation to your setup, asking if you got it off of your brother.
It's probably one of my friends saying that, because I don't even have a brother.
Okay.
That's a funny question then.
Alright, Bleeding, why don't you grab the first go at the questions for our third place at Uzi?
Yeah, thank you. Uzi, well done on P3. We've seen a lot of you in the past, so well done, and good to see you back battling in the reserves. Well done. We have watched a lot of you on the live stream battling with RDB. How did it feel for you to be competing with RDB?
Well, it felt good to be back anyway. I've not played this game in about a month. That was my first race back, so I was pretty happy whatever position I come in. And it was pretty good to hold RDB off in the end.
Well, it must be
It's a great effort,
a
wow,
bit boosty. It must be a boost for yourself. I mean, battling is always fun, and I mean, we saw that you got a bit of a penalty that on paper you didn't hold on, but was really fun to watch. Well done. Curly, you got a question for Hazy?
Yeah, I'll go for the strategy calls. Uzi, two-stop strategy. Are you happy with how that went? Did you ever consider the one-stop?
Nah, never. Not for me, like. I didn't really have a strategy, to be honest with you.
Just winging it as you go along, yeah.
Like your tires went out, just bid for new ones.
Well, them super softs didn't seem to last for me, like 5 laps. It seemed it was right enough to put on the start of lap 6. Soft seemed to be a good tyre. I'm happy.
Yeah, it's very good to have you back, and I think everybody is glad to see you racing. I just want to say well done on that battle with RDB. That was fantastic to watch. Roadrunner, do you have any questions for Uzi?
No, he asked most of the questions I wanted to ask, and I just want to say congratulations to Uzi. My English is so bad today.
Alright, you're doing fine. Do we have different questions from the chat, or are they being a bit quiet?
Quite quiet. I think we should roll on the question of the day.
Right. Yes, the most important thing of the day, of course, the question of the day. So for you guys, you probably hear it now for the first time. So you can have a crack. Google isn't allowed, so let's have a go. The FIA are considering Vettel's move on Ricciardo in China this year as the move of the year. On which lap was the overtake made? Have your guesses? Let's go.
Lap 43.
37.
36.
Ooh. I'll have to write them down and see what one is closest. Sorry, Slimbo Dude, what was your guess?
36.
36, alright. OC?
37.
37, alright. And the last one?
43.
43. So I'm happy to announce that Slimbo Dude got question of the day because the correct answer was lap 22.
Wow.
Some will do with the undercut there. We did also have one guess from the chat, which was from Hammer Time 44, but he also guessed lap 43, so he was not the winner.
All right. That's lucky for me.
Let me ask you another question to give you a second chance, like a bonus question. Do you know which turn was that?
Turn 4.
Wait.
Who said that?
Me, Luke.
Formula 1 Luke goes for turn 4. Slimbo Dude,
right.
which corner do you think the overtake was made at?
About turn 5, turn 4.
What was the answer? One answer.
Turn 6, the hairpin, after the hairpin.
Slimbo Dude, turn 6.
No, that was me, Roadrunner.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, the voices, they're all buzzing around. So, Slimbo Dude, what was your guess?
About lap 4, no, turn 4 or 5.
We can have one guess. Is it 4 or 5?
I'm gonna go 5.
Alright, Ozzy?
4.
4. Then we've got a winner in Slimbo Dude. It was turn 6, so Slimbo Dude was the closest. Alright. So, if that were the interviews, I think we can wrap up.
Yeah, I
think so, yeah.
Alright, so tonight we have seen a really interesting race in the World Series Reserves tonight. Of course, next week on Wednesday and Thursday we kick off with the World Championship and the World Series for the real deal. And on Wednesday we got a championship, and on Thursday we got the series kicking off at 7:30 English time. For now, I wish you all a really good night. Thank you for all the people who were watching. Of course, congratulations to the podium sitters, and we all see you next week. Thanks to the commentary team, and see you all soon.
Yeah, it's been great to be here. Thank you.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Right, everybody, good night from Front Row Racing.